Okay, so welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Um, we've been, we've looked at venture capital. We've looked at the trends, the big sort of macro trend.
Yeah.
Driving where money's flowing.
Where the puck is going.
Where the puck is going, right?
Yeah.
But we haven't really looked at kind of inside.
Under the hood.
Under the hood of how these funds themselves are changing.
Sure.
So what we're going to do is a deep dive on this concept of GP stakes.
Okay.
And now, to kind of set the stage, this concept's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's gaining a lot of traction, though.
It's gaining a lot of traction.
Particularly in Europe.
Yeah.
It's been pretty big in the U.S. for a while now.
Right.
But it seems like it's really starting to take off across the pond.
So for folks who are maybe new to this idea,
right,
of GP stake, it's basically owning a piece of the private equity firm that's actually managing the funds.
That's managing all those investments.
Right. So why is this becoming such a hot thing?
Well, I think...
Especially in Europe.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things driving this. One is that investors are, they're looking for new ways to get into private equity.
Okay.
Right. It's a very attractive asset class.
Right.
But it's traditionally been very difficult to access.
Hard to get in.
Unless you're like a huge institution or something.
Right.
So GP stakes provide kind of a new entry point. I think another reason is that investors, they want to be more than just passive, limited partners.
Yeah.
They want to actually have a say.
Oh, interesting.
In how the firm is run and what kind of investments it makes.
So it's not just about returns, it's also about having control.
Exactly. They want a seat at the table.
Okay.
They want to influence the direction of the firm.
Interesting. Okay, so...
And I think the third reason is that GP stakes can actually be a really good way to align interests, between the investors and the fund managers.
All right, so break that down for me. Like, why is the alignment an important element here?
Sure. So if you're an investor and you own a piece of the GP, you're incentivized to help the firm succeed.
Right.
Not just financially, but also in terms of its strategy and its impact.
Okay, so you're bringing, like, if I'm an investor, I'm bringing more than just my money.
Exactly. You're bringing your expertise, your network, your experience, all of that.
I'm bringing my Rolodex.
Exactly.
I'm bringing my connections.
And that can be really valuable to the firm and to the portfolio companies.
All right, so let's, I don't want to just talk in these broad kind of theoretical terms. I want to get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Okay.
You mentioned, we were talking before we hit record about this firm.
Oh, yeah.
Inovexus, and they're actually using this GP stake model to really shake things up.
They're an interesting case study for how this trend is playing out in Europe.
So tell me a little bit about them. Like, what's their model?
Sure. So Inovexus, they're a private equity firm.
Okay.
And they focus specifically on high-growth startups across Europe.
So this is more on the venture capital end of the...
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like venture capital meets private equity.
Okay.
And they've been doing this since 2018.
Okay.
So they've got a few years of experience under their belt.
Okay.
And their model is based on this idea of connecting investors with promising startups.
Okay.
And they do this through GP stakes.
All right. So what kinds of investors are they looking for?
Well, they target a few different types of investors. One group is exit entrepreneurs.
So these are people who have already built and sold a company.
Exactly. And they're looking for ways to stay active in the startup world.
So not just putting their money.
Yeah.
But putting their...
Right. They want to mentor new founders. They want to share their experience. They want to see that financial upside, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
But they also want to make an impact.
Okay.
Another group is super angels.
Okay. So super angels. These are the high net worth individuals who are...
Yeah, exactly. These are folks who've got a lot of experience investing in early stage companies.
Okay.
And they're typically betting on individual startups.
Right.
But with a GP stake in Inovexus, they can actually diversify their portfolio across multiple companies and multiple countries.
Oh, so
through a single investment.
More diversification through this GP stake.
Exactly. Right. And then they also have top executives.
Okay, so these are folks who are still working their corporate jobs.
Yeah, they're still in the game.
Okay.
But they're looking for ways to leverage their expertise.
Okay.
And gain access to these elite private equity networks.
So it's a way to kind of dip their toe into.
Exactly. And also to maybe discover
Yeah.
future acquisition targets
Sounds interesting.
for their companies.
Yeah.
And then finally, they also target family offices,
Okay.
which are basically private wealth management firms for ultra-high net worth families.
Right. So you've got these 4 different investor profiles.
Yeah, exactly. And they all bring something different to the table.
Okay. So walk me through, like, let's say I'm one of these investors.
Right.
What do I actually get when I take a GP stake in Inovexus?
Well, first of all, you get access to a hand-picked portfolio of high-growth startups.
Okay.
These are companies that have been carefully vetted by Inovexus's team.
Right.
You also get connected to a network of
Okay.
influential investors, mentors, and industry leaders.
So it's not just about the companies, it's about the people.
It's about the network. It's about the access.
Okay.
And you also get opportunities for
Yeah.
private investments beyond traditional venture capital.
Okay.
So you might get access to co-investment opportunities or direct investments in some of these startups.
Okay, so there's even sort of deal flow outside of the main fund.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what else?
They also host these exclusive investor events in strategic cities across Europe.
So this is like a way to kind of build a community.
Yeah, it's a way to connect with other investors, with the portfolio companies, learn about new trends and opportunities.
Kind of like a mastermind group almost.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, it's really a comprehensive package.
Wow. Yeah, so it's clear to me why this model is appealing to investors.
Yes.
I mean, you're getting much more than just...
Yeah, it's not just about writing a check.
Right? It's about being a part of...
It's about being an active participant in the ecosystem and shaping the future of innovation.
So to kind of wrap things up here, what's the bigger takeaway here?
I think the bigger takeaway is that GP stakes are really changing the game in private equity. And they're opening up new opportunities for investors to not only profit from, but also actively shape the future of innovation.
Right. And it's this idea that, you can be more than just a passive investor. You can actually
be a force multiplier.
Yeah.
You can use your experience and your expertise to really make a difference.
So for the folks listening out there, if you were given this opportunity to kind of guide a startup to success, what kind of impact would you want to make?
That's a good question. I think that's what this whole model is really about.
Yeah.
It's about making a difference.
It's about thinking bigger than just the bottom line.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you for walking us through all of this.
Of course.
And for anybody listening out there who wants to learn more about this concept of GP stakes, and specifically about what Inovexus is doing.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
We'll include some links in the show notes, and until next time.
Keep innovating.
Keep innovating. All right. Bye.
Bye.